and welcome to Module 4 of Sold Out the Blueprint. This is a beautiful module on preparation for your launch in the back end of your business. All the things that you will need to do in the back end to get prepared for this launch. Sam and I have prepared something incredible for you. She's going to do most of the leading today. I'll jump in when needed, but Sam is the queen of this. Is her genius. This is really where her genius lies. And this is how she brings her genius to you to automate things and make things like, what do you call it? Like this, make it like a well-oiled machine. So I am going to mute here.
That was a very short introduction while I was over here dancing. Hello, my loves. Thank you for last week, first of all. It was wonderful. After I watched the replay of Victoria's bonus call, I am going to jump right in. Victoria is going to share our screen because I have so much to give you over the next two modules, today and Thursday. So much to give you on the back end that we have had to cut it into two modules, because here's the thing. When it comes to flawless execution of a launch, it is preparation that is make or breaking you. When you see leaders, when you see mentors that are saying, my launch is sold out, like I'm in my feminine energy, I'm making sales while I'm on the boat and in vacation, it is because either they or their team, whomever it is, has nailed down their execution, all of their back end so flawlessly before they even launch that their entire launch is nearly hands off. The key to your flawless launch is being consistently and sustainably in your sales energy, in the passion of connecting with your clients and making the sales. And in order for that to happen, you need to not be in the weeds, right? In order for you to be in your CEO energy, in your sales energy, you can't be an employee VA energy, right? So all of that happens before we ever launch. All of that happens in the back end. All of that happens in doing the masculine first so that your feminine energy feels safe to lean back and be held by your own business. That is this module. If you take anything from this program at all, let it be this module, because this is what's going to take you from being able to call in 10 clients into your program versus being able to call 1,000 clients into your program with the same energy. It is these next two modules.
Yes. All right.
Share me, darling.
I'm sharing you now.
So I put a lot of thought into these two modules, because there was a time where I did entire programs on just these two modules. There's so much that goes into here. And I was like, how do we fit all of this? How do we put all of this into here? And this is how. You have a bajillion trainings that are going to be inside of your Thrive Card portal. We're going to touch on the bigger portion, the overall of the how to, what you do. And then you have so much juicy goodness that is inside of your Thrive Card portal that you are not going to have one question of what I have taught you inside of here, because everything is laid out for you. Is this for you? Do you want to do this?
Yes. Thank you. Here we are. So here's your self-reflection for today, or for this module. How do I want to feel while I'm in the masculine energy of doing? We all want to be in that feminine flow, like Sam said. So how do you want to feel? How do I want to experience this? And what can I do to set myself up for success?
My turn. While we're talking about how we want to feel, this, like I said, there's a lot going in these next two modules. It is so easy to get overwhelmed. Especially as healers, especially as feminine leaders, it is so easy to say, this is a lot of fucking work and I do not want to do it. And I'm going into contraction and all of the things, and my mind is racing. Take a breath, take another breath, and just come back to, I am here right now, and it is okay. And I get to plan, because we're doing all of this in preparation for our launch. You get to do this in the amount of time that you want to do this. You can preparation for 6 months before you launch and still have a 3-week launch and it's flawless. If that's what it takes for you, then that's what it takes and it's perfect, right? Working your masculine muscle gets easier every single time. Every single time. And here's the thing. The way that I teach you, the way that we teach you to do things is you do it once, you do the hard work once, you create a template, because almost everything in your business, you get to create a template and you never have to do it like this again, right? So while I teach you this, everything that I'm teaching you, you're going to have a template inside, and you just simply duplicate, fill it in, duplicate, fill it in. Like I said, this will be the hardest launch that you ever do, because it's going to be super duper masculine. But here's what's going to happen. If you do it correctly this time, if you follow what we're telling you this time, and you allow yourself to make the templates, you work as if you're taking care of who you are 6 months from now, who you are 1 year from now, who you are when you're calling those 1,000 clients in. If you're taking care of her by doing the work right now, you are making it so easy for yourself, right? So do the work instead of being in contraction, saying, this is the only time. So I'm going to be super intentional. I'm going to really discipline myself this time, so that every single time while I'm building my empire on the way up is going to be so much easier, right? So just a preface, we're going to touch back on module 2. Module 2, we talked about your pre-launch, and we went really fast through everything that we needed to ask ourselves. What is the intention of our program, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the reason why you needed to ask yourself those questions, because it goes in hand with your back end. And I'm briefly going to touch on them right now. The first thing that I do when I have that download is I ask myself a shit ton of questions. When my clients have this download, we set up a meeting specifically around these questions, because this is what makes your entire streamlining of your launch, all of the answers to these questions. What is the key intention of my offer? We already asked you that. You should know that by now, right? You've been working on this. What is the bigger picture intention for my clients during this experience? What is the vibe or frequency or the mission of my offer? Those are 2 different things, right? If I know the vibe and the frequency of my offer, key point here, it is going to help me name my offer. Instead of how to sell out a program, the key intention was for you guys to have a conscious launch, a spiritual launch, to have a launch where you're both selling out your program and also with soul, with intention, with heart, with integrity, right? That's where Sold Out came from, because that was the vibe. That was the frequency. What is the core promise of my offer? What are my clients going to get out of this? What are the tangibles? What is the direct result? What is my promise for my clients? That's what's going to create your tagline. My tagline for this was selling out your program, knowing all the things. I don't even remember the tagline, but it was directly to the promise of what you're getting. Next page, please. Bam, moving on. This is not correct. Next page. Now you're ready to create. The key to a flawless launch. We're missing some things. Okay, so what is the key intention? What is the core promise? Who are my ideal clients? Just pay attention to me and not this PDF right now. I'm sorry. Who are my ideal clients that I'm going to accept at the beginning stages of this offer? What is the very least they need to know? What is my pricing structure? What are my pricing move dates? Am I doing a giveaway? Am I going to offer replays, and how are they going to get them? I do all of this inside of a program outline where I answer all of these questions, especially if you have a team. That way you can just hand off the page and not have to take care of a launch anymore. The more clear, the more answers, the more simple you can make these details, the more somebody can just come in and take the keys to your business for you, right? If you're doing this yourself, the more clear that you can make this, the more simple that you can make this for yourself while you're ironing out things, the more easy your launch and your marketing is going to be. So promise me that you will do this work because it is so worth it. It is so, so worth it. After you do all that, you're going to reverse engineer your offer in a bullet pointed draft. We already went through how to reverse engineer your offer. You have a training inside of your Thrive Cart portal. Even if you don't know every single thing about it, you do bullet points or rough draft, it's going to tell you how you're going to market. Why is this important for me to tell you now? Because we're going into how to write your sales page in the next module, right? How am I going to deliver my content? Is it going to be through Facebook trainings? Is it going to be Zoom meetings? What platforms am I going to utilize for my offer? I need to know this now because in order to streamline and automate and set it all up to where I get to be hands off, I need to create them now, right? Go back. So now you're ready to create. And what I'm going to go through in this module, it's going to seem like I'm jumping around. It's going to seem like maybe this doesn't make sense if you've never done this before, or you've not done it my way. It's going to seem like I'm doing one thing and then the other. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I have done, held, created, built over 1,000 launches over the past 4 years. So trust me when I tell you, when I promise you that I have found the most efficient way. I've done it with one CEO and myself. I've done launches just for myself, and I've done it with teams of up to 20 people. The most efficient way is exactly how I'm going to teach you now. So just trust the process and do them step by step of what we're saying. Because when we get to the end of this module, you're going to see how it all comes together and the reason you have done it all in the way that you've done it, right? Flow is efficiency and everything leads into one another. And when that does is when you get to keep the momentum going, because the key to being in your masculine is allowing yourself to sit down in the discipline at your desk or at the beach or wherever you want to do it and saying, okay, step 1 leads to step 2, leads to step 3. And it all just flows together because masculine gets to flow also. But if you are jumping around from idea to thought to tangent, that's where you feel like this is too much. That's where you feel like I'm doing a lot of work here. You want to set it up to where you are doing less thinking and more just flowing, orchestrating, right? That's the thing here. Okay. We already said the key to a flawless execution of a launch is to do the least masculine work possible. The more you can be in your sales energy, in your connection energy, in your CEO nurture energy, the more sustainable momentum that you're going to have. Momentum is what sells your clients. So we do the masculine push first. We do it also, we can run our launch in a feminine receiver energy. When we're in our feminine, our clients get to step up into their masculine action taking energy. You want to be able to lean back, receive the clients, receive the love, receive the money, while the clients are saying, I am taking action in my business, in myself, in my healing. I'm doing something. In order for you to be in their masculine, you got to be in your feminine, honey. Everywhere possible, you want to create the space that you're making the sales just stop at a sale. You want to make it possible so that you can have a sale and it just end right there and you get to celebrate and you get to go party instead of every single time I make a sale, now I got to send an email. Now I got to manually add them to this. Now I have to send them the Zoom link. And there's 100 things for you to do for every single client. And what happens then is if every sale means that I have 3 hours of work to do, even if consciously I'm not telling myself, subconsciously, we don't want to do more work. So if we don't want to do more work, subconsciously, we don't want more sales. So we're not showing up in the energy that we should be during our launch, right? We are pushing it away because I'm already tired and I don't want to work. But if a sale means I just send the link and that's it and I have nothing else to do because I trust that myself or my team has already built it. It's already done. My client's already taken care of. They have everything that they need. I get to make 10 sales in the same energy. I get to make 1,000 sales in the same energy. And it just means I celebrate over and over and over again. And that's it. That's the key to this module. Maestro. I'm preaching now. You think Victoria's a preacher? Get into the back end with me. Get into in my back.
There you go. You're back.
Make it so easy for people to give you their money. How many times have you went to somebody's page, you've seen something that they offered, and then you send them a Facebook message because their post said, send me a message for details. And then they message you back 4 days later. And you're like, well, I don't know. I forgot what I was messaging you about, or I don't feel in that energy anymore. Or how many times have you you found their sales page and nothing makes sense, and then you go to the payment link and it all breaks? Or how many times have you bought a program or an offer, and it's even worse if you bought something that said it was instant access and you don't receive it until a week later. And now you have to message that person and say, I didn't get my email, or I didn't get my schedule. I don't know when I'm starting, or I didn't get XYZ. What happens? It is the worst thing in the world to be spending your money on something, to invest in something and be wondering where it is, when you're going to receive it, how you're going to receive it, and have no idea what you've just spent your money on, right? Do not make your client go chasing it around. If you can automate, if you can streamline to where your client is so taken care of, a consistent client is a happy client, right? If a client has to track you down for if their payment went through, if it's actually worked, if they did buy the program, when they're going to get access, balls begin to drop everywhere. And now, instead of you being in your sales energy and your passion, you're in recovery energy. You're in putting out fire energy. And who the hell wants to make a sale when you're like, oh my God, my business is burning down, right? And here's the other side of that. Your client on that side now is losing trust in you because you made it look like it was so easy and consistent and all of the things. And now they're not getting what they need. Now they're not trusting you that you're going to show up for them the way that you said inside of the program. So then they don't show up. Even if they don't ask for their money back because they're, somebody who doesn't believe in refunds, or you have a contract, whatever it may be, the chances of them showing up in your program are low. The chances of them committing are low. And when that happens, results are low, which means your testimonials are low, which means the next round of your sales is even harder for you when you could have just done it and listened to Samson in the first place and made it so easy for you and your client, right? This module is going to teach you all of that. Maestro. 2 things that I love to do when I first go into, I'm about to launch something, because the more organized we can be, the more safer we can feel, the more safer we feel, the more we can be in passion, creative, all the things, right? Plus, when it comes to, you think I got it all now, it all lives in my head right now, and it's all perfect. I know where everything is. What happens when you want to redo this program and round 2 comes and you're like, holy shit, it's not in my head anymore. That was a year ago. I have no idea what I said or where I put it. It's in my notes folder. No, it's in my phone. No, it's in this, right? When we're launching, the whole key to this is making passive money, making the money work for us, making the work for us, doing it one time and never having to do it again. So do the extra right now, right? 2 things I like to do. I make a Google Drive folder. So easy. And I'm actually going to show you. Did I show you? I did. Inside of my Google Drive, I also taught an entire program on my organization, and it sold out because this is make or break it. This is what clients hire me to come in and do for their business. It is life changing. It's what Victoria came in and hired me to do. When she came to 6 figures, that took her to multi 6 figures, this was it. It was creating organization of her business and of her mind. Make or break it, right? So here's the thing. This very top one, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit small, but you're going to get it inside of the PDF. The first thing that I do is my entire Google Drive has my brand folder, like my own brand, my media kit, all the things, a finance folder, a legal folder, my personal folder, programs. Isn't that so crazy? All of my programs live in the same place. Where do I want to find them? In this folder. If I, 4 years from now, if I'm wondering where Sold Out is, where's it going to be? In this folder. There's no question. If I hire a team that comes in, do I have to train them? No, because it's in this folder. Makes sense? When your business blows up, you know where to find the things and you don't even have to tell them because it's so fucking intuitive, right? Next thing, after I go into that folder, after I go into that folder, I have all of my one-on-one clients, my group programs, my master classes, my masterminds, my memberships. Where do I find all of the things? Where's Sold Out going to be? In a group program. Why? Because it's a group program. Doesn't that make sense? Inside of that folder, I just created a new group program. I'm about to sell cash money content. Where am I going to find all the things? The branding for it, the curriculum for it, the marketing for it. When round 2 comes for cash money content, it's coming up. Do we have work to do? The only work we have to do is launching it and selling it because it's already done. Where's it at? In the folder. Crazy to think, right? It's done. The second thing that I do is make a project management system. You do not have to do this. This is going to feel like, okay, Sam, you're kicking my ass and you're making me do further than I really need to. However, if you decide to have a project management system now, while you only have 1 to 4 people inside of your business, when your business blows up, because it can happen overnight, right? Miracles happen every day. If you have it already done, if you have your SOPs already set up, if everything is already there in a template, it makes it that much easier for you to go on. Next, please. Here's some screenshots of, actually, this is Victoria's project management system. This is called Asana. I built something like this for you already. You are welcome. Inside of your ThriveCart portal, there is something called Notion. It's called the Runway Launch Template. It is a template of every single thing that you need to do for a launch. What is it also? An entire project management system that you get to copy and paste, create your own Notion. You have SOPs, you have step-by-steps, you have checklists. Everything that you need to do, you literally say, make a copy and call it cash money content or call it my healing program. And then all of your checklist is already there. All you have to do is go assign it to yourself with dates or assign it to your team with dates. I did it for you. Here's the thing. When we have templates, every time we launch, we just go make a copy of this folder. When things don't live in here, balls do not drop, right? Fires do not have to be put out because fires do not happen. When things no longer live in your head, you get to hire a team because it's already there. You don't have to take more time to train them. There is less time of slowing down to speed up when you set it up right now, right? If you already have it all there, next page, if you already have it all there for you and it doesn't live in your head has more capacity, your mind has more capacity to think about your clients, to think about your sales, instead of thinking about the masculine, minuscule day-to-day things. Let it live somewhere else. You don't have to hold the weight of the world. There are things here that make it so easy for you. Next thing, revisiting. Remember, we asked what is the vibe and the frequency in the very beginning of this module. This is why. After I set up the organization and kind of give my program a place to live, I start with the branding. And it feels weird to say, why am I doing this first? But here's the thing. Most of you are not brand artists, right? When you hire out, when you're going to outsource, a lot of people, it's the branding that they're outsourcing first, right? If you're doing it yourself, feel free to change this around. But we start thinking about our branding concepts. What is the vibe? What do I want my clients to feel when seeing and interacting with my branding? And I'm talking about your program here, not your entire business. That should already be done. Where and how does it fit into my overall brand? What kind of branding do I need? Where am I going to promote it? I need an Instagram size. I need a Facebook cover. I'm going to poke about it on LinkedIn. If I'm doing a giveaway, what kind of graphics do I need? What is required of my clients to win the giveaway? You say, I need all of these things. I think about my concepts, what kind of ideas that I'm having. And if I'm outsourcing, I start digging up a few things that say this picture or this photo shoot is the vibe that I'm going for. And I package it all up and I send it out to the outsourcing person because, and I'm an artist, so I get to say this, I get to talk crap because I do it myself. Creativity requires somebody to be in creativity, right? And sometimes that takes time. We are humans. So if you send a branding thing or a piece of art that you need and say, I need this done in 24 hours, it's not going to be what you want it to be, right? So I always do this first. That way, the artist who also has other clients and other things to be doing gets to take time and play, and we get to go back and forth until it's perfect, exactly what I want it to be, while I'm doing all of my other launch things and not having to wait for the branding for me to launch. You never want to put yourself in a situation that says, I'm waiting for Victoria to be done with the thing so that I can go make money. Don't let your money rely on anyone else, right? Next thing. Your sales copy. After I do my branding, I ship it off and I say, okay, I'm going to wait for that. And now I have the next 2 weeks to focus on doing all the things, right? While the passion is alive, I've just had this sacred download. I just tapped into what is the vibe of the frequency for my branding, and I get into all the feels. I start writing out my sales page copy. Why? Because I want my client to feel exactly what I'm feeling right here in this moment. I want them to be as excited as I am. I want them to feel into this mission exactly how I am. As the download comes through, I start writing while I'm a clear channel, while it's flowing through, while the universe is giving me collective need and information. That's what you want inside of your sales page copy, right? Even if you don't write the whole entire thing right now, or if you're going to outsource, put all of the ideas here and ship it out to your content person. That's fine. But it needs to come, in order to be magic, in order for it to be in, I don't want to say in integrity, but in your unique essence, the core of it, the seed of it needs to come from you, right? The best copy, the best content comes from your download. And then maybe a content person will clean it up, structure it, and all the things. But if you've ever done copy with me before, if you've ever seen it before, I'm listening to your voice before I write it because it needs to be you, uniquely you, in order to sign your dream clients, right? Also, there's how to write your sales page copy inside of your ThriveCore portal because we love you. From your sales page copy, I've done the branding, I've done the sales page. From that copy, from all of those bullet points or whatever you've just done, that passion that you have just channeled, start writing your content concepts. Not everybody's going to read your sales page, right? And it houses so many golden nuggets that you've just downloaded. Take them, make it into 20 posts if you want to, and that is your copy for nearly your entire launch. If you've done your sales page correctly in the passion when it was alive, all of your copy is already done. Allow your efforts to be effective and reproduced and make a harvest rather than wasting your time trying to come up with more copy in the moment after the passion is already gone. We're going to talk about content in a second. I mean, in 2 more modules, I believe. I said I was going to keep this under 45 minutes. I'm really trying here. We already talked about creating your schedule. I'm revisiting this for a different reason, right? You don't have to have your entire schedule done before moving into pre-sale. You need to know at least your start date for the minimum next steps. You can always deliver a full schedule as you get closer to the end of your launch. If you bought this on pre-sale, you know that I'm telling you the truth because you got an email that says, we start on this date, your entire schedule will come out this week, right? As long as your client is informed, remember we said an informed client is a happy client. If they know what to expect, they know what to expect, right? I get to be happy about waiting. But if I just say, welcome to the program, and I don't give you anything, I don't tell you when the schedule's coming out, you're going to send me 1,000 emails, which means I have to answer 1,000 emails, which means the time of me answering the emails is less time than I'm spending selling. Makes sense? Everything that I'm telling you is full circle. Kudos to you if you can create a whole schedule ahead of time, though. If you're a line 1 or a line 3, go ahead, darling, because it ain't me. When we talk about the schedule, You need to know, and what the hell does it have to do with the back end, and why am I talking about it again? You need to know, how are they going to get their schedule? Do you send calendar invites? Are they subscribing to a calendar where you're going to put it all in one thing and all they have to do is subscribe and it downloads into their calendar? Are they going to get a PDF? Are they going to get it in a Facebook event? If they are going to get any of these things, you need to create them ahead of time. Even if subscribing to the calendar and the calendar is empty and all you have is the start date, that's fine. But the more that you can set it up for success and be able to be hands off and eliminate you sending individual invites to 100 clients that you're signing on, the less time that you're going to spend in your masculine energy, the more your clients can be informed. Everybody's happy. Boom. Flying through, you have, this is what I said, you have 100,000 things inside of your Thrive Cart portal. You're going to create your payment links next. You have how to create a PayPal link inside of your Thrive Cart portal. You're going to have, I don't think Stripe is there yet. You're going to have how to create a Stripe link inside of your Thrive Cart portal. We use Thrive Cart. How to create a Thrive Cart page is also inside of your Thrive Cart portal. We're going to touch back on this again in next module when we talk about creating your sales page. Next, remember we asked, what platforms are we using? How am I hosting my program? The reason that we asked this is because we need to create them. If we need a Zoom link, if I'm hosting this on Zoom, I need to create the link right now, not on the day that I'm going to host the Zoom, right? Set your clients up for success, to be informed, to know that they're going to Zoom. Allow them to have the link ahead of time. That way, nobody's asking you 5 minutes before the call, where's my link? I didn't see the email, all the things. Again, you're answering less questions. You're more in the sales energy, which means you're making more sales. Do you get that? I keep looping around to how this is full circle. Next, if I'm creating it in a pop-up Facebook group, this is how we're teaching you how to launch. You can do it another way. You can do it wherever you'd like. Telegram, Zoom, webinar. We are teaching you pop-up groups, right? That's how we love to do it, because that's where our connection is. So you're going to create your Facebook pop-up group. You also have how to create a Facebook group and the settings inside of your Thrive Cart portal. Because when you create the group, it is a whole bunch of settings in there that says allow this, don't allow this, the way that we set it up and the reason that we do it. It's inside of there. P.S. If you're going to hire a team to do this for you, remember that nothing is common sense. There's no such thing as common sense in business. So when you hire someone that says, go create a Facebook group, simply telling them something like that, I have seen 100 times over that it has been done wrong. Nobody does it exactly the same. So something like this of how to create a Facebook group then can go on to be an SOP in your business that says, go create my Facebook group, watch this video for how I do it, or read this SOP for exactly how I do it. This is the whole reason that we have these videos. We didn't go make them just for you. They live inside of our SOP portal. That's why we can just give them all to you. They're already done. Because when we hire somebody to come on, they already know how to do it in our way, up to our par, up to our standard. Do this for your business as well. Next, you're going to create, this is so important. You're going to create an onboarding process inside of your email builder. An informed client is a happy client. In order to inform your client, you have to have an onboarding process. Do not trust that you feel so good that you want a one-on-one and handhold all of your clients because you want it to be so personal. You might feel like that right now, and then your son gets sick. You might feel like that right now, and then your dad has a doctor's appointment that you have to take him to. You might feel like that right now, and somebody joins at 1 o'clock in the morning and you're sleeping, and by the time you wake up, you have calls to do and you forget. And now that client has just dropped their experience. It only takes one client to have a bad experience with you, right? So create a custom segment. I think you also have how to do this. You can do this in any email builder, Kajabi, Flowdesk, MailChimp, MailerLite, whatever it is that you use. They all have segments or tags, which is a segment. Create your onboarding workflow. A workflow is the automation process. When someone joins, send them this welcome email. Inside of this welcome email, here's all of the things. Guess what, ladies? You also have a template inside of your ThriveCart portal of your entire onboarding sequence, the way that I do it, what to say, what to include, when to send it, all the things. From hello, you've just bought my program into we're starting in 10 minutes. Here we go. Join me on this link. There's so many emails inside of there to make sure your clients know who you are, make sure they're informed, make sure they have what they need, and they are ready to go for your program. I've done it for you because I love you. Be sure that your client gets everything they need in your welcome email. This is why we've done everything first. You created the payment link, you created the Zoom link, you created the schedule, because when it comes to your welcome email, everything's going inside of here. That's why it may have, next thing, that's why it may have felt like I was bouncing around, but it's because we needed all of this. When you see my welcome template, you're going to need everything that we've just done, right? This is double. The next thing you're going to do, I've created everything that I needed. I have created my onboarding section. But if I am not in something that is one housing platform, if you have Kajabi, most likely if you're selling through Kajabi, this is going to do it all for you. So this isn't for you, right? If you have Podia or Squarespace and you are selling inside of Podia or Squarespace, you can ignore this. If you're like me and Victoria and most of the other people in the industry, we love to have separate platforms. And the reason that I love to do it is because, one, my purchasing platform, I love ThriveCart so much. It makes it so much easier for my client to choose any payment that they want. They can pay through credit card, PayPal, auto pay. There's financing options. They can even do Venmo or Cash App if they want. It all comes to me exactly the same inside of ThriveCart, right? And also, I love to use Flowdesk because I'm very aesthetic in my brand. I love to send beautiful emails. So that's two different platforms. When someone purchases from my ThriveCart, how do I then send them the email inside of Flowdesk? Who tells them to connect the thing? Unless I go in and I say, okay, download all of the information in ThriveCart, and I go manually add them inside and send them the email. Who wants to remember that? Your balls are going to drop. You're going to have a fire to put out. So how do I do that? What we love to do is called Zapier. What I love to do, and for all of my clients, I use Zapier. And it's just a software that says, when this happens, do this. When something happens on this platform, talk to this platform, right? In smaller words, it's AI, right? It is your assistant that allows all of this to happen. So when a client purchases cash money content inside of ThriveCart, then it subscribes them to my email onboarding sequence that I've already created. It does it automatically. So anytime a purchase goes through, instead of me having to say, oh my God, I need to go send the email, add them this, give them access to this, and do all of these things that human error can possibly occur, I get to simply just say, somebody just bought cash money content, and I get to send Victoria a voice message, and we're both dancing and screaming, and that's it. And the client already has all they need. If I have a client relationship management tool, most of us probably don't. That's okay. I have it in Asana. When you get bigger, you're going to need this, right? If you have it, it's simply just a space for all of your client information to live, and you see where your leads, I hate that word, where your leads have gone through. What did they click? What did they purchase? What have they done? The lifetime of all of their things. If you have that, Zapier also automates that as well. Next. Oh my God, literally, I'm perfectly on time. If you take anything at all from this module, please let it be to automate your things. Please let it be to streamline your processes, streamline your business. I cannot stress enough to you how much of a game changer automating your business is. The more you can automate your business, the more that you can prolong. And I know this is going against everything that I am and I believe in, because I love done for you support. But if you're in the space where you're not ready financially, or even have the capacity to let go of control and trust, and you're not ready to bring on a team yet, Automating and streamlining your business is going to allow you another year, 6 months or so without putting that money out, without going into burnout. And the difference between allowing yourself to onboard 10 clients into your program versus holding a space and having the capacity to onboard 10,000 clients into your program in the same amount of energy. How does somebody have a business that big and be able to do it? I know that you've seen how many say, I built an entire business to millions by myself. Me and Victoria have both built to multi six figures by ourselves. This is how. Do you think we're doing everything by hand manually and living in the weeds? Hell no. Hell no. The more you can automate, the more you can streamline, means the more capacity you have to be in your CEO energy, in the higher timeline of your business. You get to connect to the longer run of your business because you're not living in the right now. The right now was done for you 2 weeks ago, right? The more that you can be in the higher level, the more that you can forecast your business and know what is going on with your clients, the more you can be in your sales energy. The more you can connect with more clients to bring them in and nurture them through your business, the more you can serve. The more you become a CEO and the less you become an employee of your own business. And that's the reason you were here in the first place, right? Everything you're doing right now sets your life and your business up for 2 months from now, for 2 years from now. If you take anything from this module, please let it be to take care of future you. And I'm going to stop there. Makes sense, ladies. I hope that it does. I know I zoomed through this module and I can do an entire program on your back end, but there's so much inside of your Thrive Core portal. If you have the time, go watch your trainings. You have so much gold in there. You have that entire program that I've just told you that I could do is ready at your fingertips inside of your Thrive Core portal. You have all the things that you should not have a question about ready and available for you, your entire backend. Our next module is going to be all about, after you've done this automation, you've connected them, we're going to design your sales page to the maximum efficiency of not just selling your program, but taking care of your clients and setting them up for informed success from that point, from the very first hello into your business. You turn. Say goodbye.
She always blows my mind with the amount of knowledge that I gained just listening to you talk, Sam. That was golden. Please, I'm going to bring you back down. Take a deep breath. It's a lot of information, a lot. This is why we did the how-tos in your Thrive card, so that you can cherry pick what is essential to you and your business. Just come back into your heart. If you feel overwhelmed because this is a lot, like to Sam, this is all natural. She's done so many launches that she can just pull it off like that. When you are in that space of learning, of deciding which emailing system you want to use, what your sales copy wants to look like. When you are the channel and the doer, it can sometimes be a space of overwhelm. I want you to always return back into your heart and remember that, number one, you are always being divinely guided, always. Number two, you don't have to do it all. Remember a PayPal link and a prayer. Remember that, okay? This is just, we want to give you everything that you need for not just this success now. This can carry you into your multi-6, 7-figure success. This is setting you up for teams. This is setting you up for the future. But pull back, zoom out, and decide what is important here now. Decide what is important to you right here, right now, and utilize what you've been gifted from this program. Again, cherry pick what is important and then go do that. All right. We love you, and we will see you next module for a very important step in your business. creating that sales page. All right. See you ladies soon.
Bye.
Bye.